So, welcome to the Manifesting Made Easy workshop. I am literally so excited. The reason actually why we're sitting here is because I had a dream, and this dream, Andrea Hilborn came to me and was like, "You need to teach a workshop on manifesting and how easy it is." And so I woke up from that dream and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to put together a workshop that is designed to help people remove the blocks of resistance in their life. So that way they can truly step into their magnetism. And what better way to do that than starting to work with the angels? So the angels are extremely powerful when it comes to manifestation. I like to think of them as like a spiritual sidekick, at least the way I work with them. And what I find is that when you begin to work with the angelic realm, what actually happens is you begin to trust your divine nature even more. So instead of leaning into the limiting beliefs, what actually happens is we start following our intuitive guidance. So a shift starts to occur. And I really just want to start by telling you a story, and it's how I came out to Sedona. So maybe you're familiar with it, or maybe you're not. But when I was getting ready to come out to Sedona, I was scared. I definitely did not have the financial means whatsoever. And more importantly, I had no idea what I was going to do or where I was going to live. I was just kind of like, my heart is calling me out here and I feel called to go. But it's like with anything with manifestation, it's like, how do we get from point A to point B? Like we have the destination in sight, but we have no idea what to do or even where to turn. And so I decided to turn to the angels. And I started off with a very simple prayer. And you can use this prayer in any type of situation, but especially when it comes to manifesting. And it was, angels, I don't know what's best for me, but you do. Show me the way. I started saying this, and the guidance that I received was set a timeline, just like a airplane has that runway time to take off. Sometimes our dreams need a little bit of a runway in order to fly. We need that preparation time to really get serious on almost like the back end logistics of how this is going to happen. And it's a fine line between conscious co creation and surrender. So I decided to set my exit date for August 27th, which was 6 months from when the dream started to manifest in my heart. And one of the things I would wake up every day and say aloud was, angels, assist me today. Show me what I need to do in order to bring this manifestation into reality. Then I would surrender. I would surrender over to the divine and see how I was led next. How I was led next was so interesting. The angel said to me, essentially, you're going to go and you're going to hang out with your best friend, Claire. And when you give her this angel reading, all of a sudden, it's going to come through that you guys are supposed to move out together. But they gave me courage in that moment. I went to go give my friend Claire a angel reading, not knowing what was going to happen. And all of a sudden, I started to say, like, hey, Claire, I feel like we need to move out to Arizona together. And like in that instant, she was like, like, yes, we do. And I realized that I didn't have to do it alone. That I felt in that moment where it was the angels coming to me, telling me, we're not meant to walk this journey alone. We actually have a team of divine beings all around us ready to step in and assist us and at any given moment. So, for those of you who are just joining, I'm sharing my manifestation story about how I moved out here to Sedona, just to kind of preface what we're going to be learning and speaking about today. And welcome. So after the angel reading, I had this clarity like, okay, Claire and I are set to move out to Sedona together. This is so exciting. Now what? And it's always that now what? Like, what's next? Like, we're never super happy with like just that moment. And that's something that I want to talk about later, which is the power of sitting in gratitude, because that helps to unlock so much abundance. But we'll get to that. So the days go on, and all of a sudden, Claire has an interview. And this job actually pays for our entire relocation. And by we, I mean her and I just tagged along. So therefore, now I had this free ride out to Sedona, where everything from my car was going to be reimbursed, all the mileage, the hotels, the food, everything was going to be reimbursed for us. On top of that, her company was going to pay to ship all of our things out. Like when I tell you the angels were coming through hardcore, the angels were coming through. Like I didn't have to worry about running a moving truck or how anything was going to get anywhere because they were coming in to take care of it all. The key thing that Claire and I did, which I really feel like helped to manifest our home, which I'm currently sitting in, we call them Casa de Rosa. And it is this whenever Claire and I would get together, one, we would be in a nature setting. When we're outside, it's actually super easy to manifest because it's almost like our root chakra, our physical roots go down to the earth and plant these seeds of intention and creation. So whenever you're manifesting, it's great to be outside in nature. But we would talk about our home like it was what we were living in. We were like, I am so excited to sit out on the front porch, like overlooking our incredible views. Like, we're gonna have tea out there in the morning, and oh my gosh, our place just has so much natural light. There was an element of playfulness when it came to this manifestation. Like, we were just talking about our dreams as if we were already living them. And here is the best part. So we were in Pennsylvania. There was no way we could see the home before we moved in. But it just so happened that through my yoga community, I was connected with a woman who lived out in Sedona. And she was able to tour our apartments for us. I mean, talk about the angels again at work here. So she's out here touring the place and she says, Amanda, you guys need to make a decision because Claire had sent her two homes. She was like, you need to make a decision right now because there's another person that's interested in this house. So what do Claire and I do? We ask the angels for a sign. We say, if this is a part of our manifestation, if this is a part of our of our dream of moving to Sedona, like, and we're supposed to stay here, then I said, send me a rainbow. Lo and behold, not even 5 minutes later, I'm flipping through one of my books, one of my tarot books, and all of a sudden I come across the word that says a word that says rainbow. And I knew in that moment that that apartment was meant for us. When I tell you that when Claire and I moved out here to Sedona, we got to our place. We said that we wanted a house with natural light, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, washer and dryer in unit, walking distance to everything in town, great views. We were in shock at what the angels delivered to us. My view, if you guys have not been to Sedona, I have Bell Rock in my background. Bell, like one of the energy vortexes, is literally visible from my window right now. There's so much natural light in this house. I'm walking distance to everything in town. And all I could say was thank you, angels. Thank you, angels. And I want to leave you with this, that when I was starting to lean into doubt on this manifestation journey of moving out here to Sedona and asking the angels for assistance, I remember I was kind of getting really worried that we weren't going to find a place. But the angels came to me in my dreams and they said to me, "You have done so much of the hard work. It is now time for us to do the hard work for you." And it was in that moment that I decided to surrender fully over to the angels, like fully. And I just knew that everything was going to work out. And it worked out better than it ever imagined. It still brings Claire and myself chills when we go back and look at the Google Doc of everything that we wanted in this house and everything that came to us. So, today, what we're going to be talking about is how we can use the power of angels to assist with our manifestations. Because, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, they are our spiritual sidekicks. They are our divine partners ready to assist us so that we can live a life beyond our wildest dreams. Now, I'm going to start sharing a little slideshow with you guys because I put together this slide, and it'll just help to give kind of like a visual as we go along, if it will let me. So let me see how to do this. Perfect. Share. I just have to turn on the maybe it's not going to work. Technical difficulties, but that's okay. I can send you guys the slide afterwards. So really what I want to talk about today is, again, the power of manifestation and how the angels can assist us. So before we go ahead and get started into what is manifestation and how we can start to overcome some of the limiting beliefs around manifestation. First, I just invite you to get connected with your angels. So, a simple way that we can get connected with our angelic guides is by just taking a moment to pause. And if you feel comfortable to close your eyes, we're going to close our eyes. And in this space, I just invite you to bring one of your manifestations to your mind. This could be, manifesting more wealth into your life or manifesting a career that you love. Maybe it's manifesting a divine like relationship that brings you so much love or is a mirror reflection of the love that is within you. Is just bring your manifestation into your mind's eye and then calling your angels by saying, "Angels that love me unconditionally, I ask for your assistance in bringing this manifestation to life now. Always. Thank you." And so it is. Feel the presence of angels all around you right now. As soon as we call them in, the angels are here with us. They are here to help guide us and to help lead us. And now I got my agenda, my screen to work. So we're going to just move in. So here I have the angel prayer to guide you towards your future self. Now, we already went over the story of my manifestation to Sedona. So this is all about becoming magnetic. And manifestation is really just about your ability to become an energetic match for your vision. So it's almost like dating, right? Like you could go out on a bunch of dates and be like, "Whoa, this person is totally not for me." But like I learned a lot about myself along the way. But when you're calling in that dream job or that partnership or new opportunities that make you feel really good, what we need to start doing is becoming an energetic match for that piece of our manifestation. And the best way to start doing that is to actually tune into the manifestation itself. And you can ask it, what energy do I need to harness right now to become an energetic match with you? And I'll give you an example. So, for right now, I am manifesting new speaking opportunities for myself and for my company. And I asked the manifestation, just like it was a spirit, right? Because we are divine beings. I asked it, I said, what energy do I need now and to start practicing now in order to become a match for these opportunities? And the words that I heard were confidence, courage, and passion. So I have these three different energies. And then I asked the angels, show me ways and bring the opportunities that I can be confident in. Where in my life can I be more courageous, angels? Send me opportunities to be courageous. So you see here that I'm asking the manifestation itself what energy I need and how I can start living in that energy right here, right now. And then I'm asking the angels to assist me by sending me opportunities for me to harness this power of that frequency. So it's kind of like going to the gym. You're not going to develop biceps overnight. You actually have to go and put in the work to strengthen the muscles. The same thing happens when we're becoming magnetic is we have to actually strengthen these different energies in order to become an energetic match for our vision. So I want you to just ask yourself, what energy do I need to attract to hold this vision? And maybe you have some stuff that comes through while we're in this workshop together. Or maybe you reflect on this question a little bit later. Something that I love to do is to write out my different manifestations. Like, because your girl's got a lot, okay? We're working with a lot over here. And I just write down different energies that I'm looking to practice and to level up in. And I find the common denominator. So right now, for my dreams that I'm bringing in to fruition, confidence is the common denominator. So I understand that I can be confident right here, right now. I can be confident in how I dress. I can be confident in how I speak. I can be confident in how I show up in the world. And I ask myself, and I ask this higher version of myself too, what does confidence look like? Like, what does confidence sound like? Like, confident right here, right now, just in my presence. And I start really diving into that energy, letting it become my fullest expression. Doing that because when we start to do that, all of a sudden we start to act differently. We start to show up as this version of ourselves that already has whatever it is we're trying to cultivate into our lives. Now, the second question that you want to ask yourself is, what is holding me back? So, aside from what do I need to attract, what is holding me back? It is wild how many, and including myself, how many people are actually afraid of success. There's this quote, we're not afraid of of our actual limitations, no, like of the fear. We're afraid to know how powerful we really are. When we understand how powerful we really are, that means that we have to accept that we're going to be vulnerable and that there's strength in vulnerability. Like, we're going to be seen first and foremost, but we're going to be seen in our wholeness. So I really want to ask you, what is holding you back from this manifestation that you just called in? And again, maybe it's imposter syndrome. Maybe it is like a fear of being seen. Maybe it's a fear of like success. It's like, what do I do when I attain what I want in life? Like, then what? It's kind of scary because it's the unknown. And what I invite you to do is, as you're bringing in, like, and just kind of looking underneath the hood at all these limiting beliefs, I just invite you to call in the power and the presence of your angels. want you to visualize your angels coming in and almost plucking these weeds that are in your manifestation garden, helping you to get to the origin point, helping you to shift out of them, helping you to get rid of them in a natural, holistic way. We're just going to start to reframe that you're not worthy or you're not deserving of everything that has been placed on your heart. Because I want you to know that everything that has been placed on your heart is intended for you to receive. The only thing that actually holds us back is some belief that we picked up somewhere. It's like a stray hitchhiker, and we got to get them out. They don't belong here with us anymore. And it's the constant repetition of saying, I see you, but no, thank you. And that's really where the power of intention and surrender comes in. So when we are manifesting the life of our dreams, as I mentioned, we first are going to start setting our intentions of what energy do I need to attract. An intention is a powerful statement, very much like an affirmation, but it kind of packs a little bit more of a punch. It's like, what do you intend to happen today? So let's say the energy that I'm looking to attract is confidence. Okay, so my intention for the day is I intend to show up confidently in all areas of my life. And the opposite of that, to go to the what is holding me back, I intend to look at my limiting beliefs through a lens of confidence. And what I mean by that is looking at my limiting beliefs and knowing that they're not here to narrate my storyline anymore. Like, I actually hold my power and they are powerless only until I give them power. And the power of intention is extremely transformative when you use it in your everyday life. And something that I love to do, especially when I wake up in the morning, is setting my intentions for the day. So I always just take a few moments and I just sit with, again, what energy am I really looking to attract and call in today? And then I formulate some intentions around them. I like to stick to three. It's just clean and clear that way. And I just say I intend to be creative. I intend to move through my day with ease, and I intend to be open to receive the magic and the miracles that are meant for me. And then I surrender. So these two things are very, very powerful when manifesting. Is surrender. We surrender over the how. We surrender over the intention. We surrender over the request. And we trust that everything that actually happens after that moment, after that request that you send up to your angels is divine guidance. And I want you to know that everything that happens after your request is divine guidance. It's all about the perspective in which you're looking through, the lens in which you're looking through. Are you looking at that traffic jam or being late or something like that as a hindrance? Or are you looking at it as a divine redirection? It starts to shift the way you think because you understand that after you have that ask, that everything else is unfolding just as it should. It's all happening in divine timing, and you're actually being sent signals and signs of your manifestation coming to fruition. So I have a technique that we can use on surrendering. And here I say it's a surrender prayer. And it is, I surrender all expectations and allow for the magic to flow in me and through me. I love this prayer because when we are manifesting sometimes, and I'm totally guilty of it, we can become attached to the expectation of the outcome, like how it's going to come to us. Like, even like when I was going and like wanting to move to Sedona, like I had this plan, but for the most part, I really actually had to surrender because I was kind of in the hands of the divine. So it was an opportunity for me to really harness the magnitude of surrender. And I love this saying by Mike Dooley. He always is like, he's an inspirational speaker from Hay House. And he talks about we can plug in our GPS our final destination. We have to surrender the how, knowing that every turn that we make, it's just going to redirect us so we get to our final point. It's the same thing with surrender. We have to surrender over the expectation to the outcome because things could change. Our plans, what we see for ourselves, is through a limited lens. It's through the lens of the ego. But when we surrender over to the magic of the angels, that leaves room for miracles and blessings to enter into your life. Like when you bring in the angels to help you surrender, all of a sudden you're just there enjoying the journey, like enjoying every little ounce of the magic that is around you. And you can wake up excited knowing that your manifestations are here. You are just shifting into that vibrational match to receive that. So, a technique that I absolutely love when surrendering and practicing the art of surrender is whenever I start to get into my head about my manifestation coming into fruition, or whenever I feel like if I'm not productive and I'm not doing X, Y, and Z towards my dreams or my goals, then I'm not fulfilling my end of the bargain. Like one, let's look at the words that I'm saying right now. Those are all coming from a limited point of view. They're all coming from a wound. And that wound comes from a limited perspective. But what I really learned over the years is the power of surrendering over the thought. And it's called the choose again method. And it's whenever you have a limiting belief, whether it's like unworthiness or imposter syndrome, becoming devoted to surrendering that over. So you can say, when you notice that belief coming in, you can just say to yourself, angels that love me unconditionally, I surrender this thought over to you, and I ask you to replace it with something higher. Or let's say you are moving through something and it's just causing a lot of anxiety in your life. You can just say, angels, instead of this, please bring me peace. And just feel peace wash over you. Feel that energy of calmness and serenity wash over you. And just take that moment to just tune into your breath, knowing that the angels are lifting that worry, that fear off of your shoulders. Just like they told me in my dreams, they're here to do the heavy lifting for us. And they are. All we are asked to do is to call them in and to be open to receive. Now, I want to add in this piece because I do get a lot of questions on it, and it's how do I know when my angels are sending me signs? And I will say, for example, when I was putting together this course, I saw the number 888 all over the place. So the angels love to send signs through the physical senses, some things that we can hear, that we can see, and that we can feel. And one of the powerful ways that the angels send signs is through numbers, through synchronistic numbers. These angel numbers happen in a sequence between 2 and 4. I've even seen sequences of 5. But they're repeating numbers. So 11111. Typically, you'll see angel numbers in the form of threes. So 111222. Each of these sequences carries a specific message and meaning. So the easiest way to start connecting and communicating with your angels is to be intentional about the signs that you receive. And when I say that, what I mean is you can say, angels, I want to work with you and I want you to help me surrender over these limiting beliefs. But I ask you for a sign that you are assisting me. Please let the sign come in the form of a repeating number. So you can be broad with your request, or you can be very detailed with your request. Sometimes I feel like the broader, the better, but they will respond to a specific request. So whenever you ask, like, hey, I just want to know that you're with me and you're helping me surrender. Please send me a sign 222. Then again, you're going to practice strengthening that skill, that vibration of surrender, and you're going to go about your day with a new sense of awareness. It's called like angelic awareness. And you're going to have on your angel goggles, and you're going to look through that lens and be on the lookout for repeating numbers. So I always look at driver's licenses or numbers on the back of trucks, but you will find your number and you will receive your sign. And then you're going to continue to strengthen your relationship with your angels. Every relationship, just like every relationship with people, is going to look a little bit different. So you're going to develop your own way, your own channel and method of communication, whether that be in your dreams, whether that be through just physical signs. But start to play with the relationship. That's actually going to help you become more magnetic, because when you invite the angels in to not only help you surrender, but to help to cultivate the vibration that you need to be in to attract the manifestation, you're becoming more intuitive. It's like it just happens synonymously. Like you are tuning in to your divinity when you call upon the angels. And it's because you actually have to tune in to your senses, to that divine awareness that's within you, to help you shift out of that limiting belief and see the magic that exists all around you. So, as we move on from this mode of surrender, we're going to talk about some common blocks. And I kind of mentioned this already. So we have the fear of success, the fear of failure, fear of being seen. And I love this phrase. This fear is a mindset. We can choose to let it have a voice, or we can choose to hear it and let it go and then choose again. This is where the choose again method comes into play. Something else that I love to do, and I will invite you guys to do, is to write down your limiting beliefs, like your core beliefs, right? So, for example, when I go to manifest, I notice that a lot of the time, I have imposter syndrome or comparison. Like I'm just comparing myself to other people. Um, and I write these beliefs down. What I've done is I've written them down, and I actually just choose the opposite. I choose to look at it through a different lens, and I formulate an affirmation that I can replace. So I personally love having something that I can, when it comes up, I have a go-to phrase that I can use to replace it with. So, for example, one of the beliefs that I used to hold was that money was only for people who had status. And instead of that, because that's not true, instead of holding that belief, I decided to reprogram myself with a belief that says money flows to me with ease and grace, regardless of status. So I'm taking that core belief, but I'm actually opening up to the magic of the universe here. And the thing that happens with affirmations is that we kind of have to believe them, and in order for them to really integrate into our subconscious. And that's why I like, instead of saying I am a millionaire, I'm saying money flows to me with ease and grace, regardless of status. And my brain is like, oh, you know what? I actually can get behind that. Yeah, that feels true to me. So that is something that I encourage you guys to do. I like to call it, it's called the in and out method. It's like, okay, so in comes these new beliefs, and out goes these old beliefs. But whenever they come up, if you surrender over to the angels, but you're still noticing it, you can also do your due diligence and replace it with that affirmation. And we're just here, we're literally touching all bases, because we want to make sure that our manifestations, that we are here to live the life of our dreams. When we sit down to build the life of our dreams and to embody the life of our dreams, it actually requires us to change our frequency, to change the vibration in which we were operating on, which means that we need to make new decisions for ourselves. We need to hold new thoughts for ourselves. We're not here to let the fear dictate how we live our lives anymore. We are the co-creators of our narrative. So we need to start acting like it. And the way to act like it is by shifting our beliefs that we hold about ourselves. So do the ins and outs method when you get off of this workshop, or honestly, whenever you start to feel some of these blocks coming up. And the last thing that I really want to talk about when it comes to these blocks and letting them go is a forgiveness prayer. It's the Ho'opono no pono no pono. And forgiveness is a powerful tool. It's really laced and integrated in self-love. It's a Hawaiian prayer. And what it does is it changes our frequency because it allows us to forgive those pieces that have held on to that storyline for so long. We've held on to it because a piece of us is still hurting. It means it hasn't fully healed yet. So we need to find a way to heal that storyline, to heal that piece of ourselves in order to let go of that perspective. So this prayer, it begins with just bringing up that version of you, or bringing up that situation where you felt less than or not worthy of something good happening in your life. And you just say to yourself, I'm sorry. This. Just say that over to yourself. You visualize yourself just washing yourself in it, cleansing all of your energy centers. And just while you're saying that, just imagine that your angels are all around you, just holding you and supporting you. I personally love to call on Archangel Michael as I'm saying this prayer because he is a protector. So sometimes it can be very uncomfortable to look and witness those pieces of ourselves that we have casted away to shame and guilt. But when we use this prayer, we soften everything. And it's interesting because you wouldn't think that forgiveness plays a part in manifestation, but forgiveness actually helps us to release the blocks and to shift our mindset. So just say this prayer over to yourself. Again, it's forgive me. You can start with yourself. And then if, let's say, like you experience something where somebody else really hurt you, you can then begin to bring them into it and just start washing that situation over with that prayer because it is so powerful. It's so healing and it's filled with compassion. When we can have compassion for ourselves and understand that we were doing the best we could with what we had, with the information that we had at the time, then we can start to really become easier on ourselves, letting the past go. So that way we can receive the divine miracles that are intended for us. The surrender technique. Yay. Okay, so now what I'm going to invite you guys to do, because what better way to really practice manifesting than with a mini meditation? So some manifestation techniques that I'll talk about briefly, and then we'll walk through is three things. So we have meditation, which kind of comes in the form of a visualization practice. That's what we're going to do today. Then we have scripting, and then we have the act as if method. So I'm going to talk about them briefly, and then we're going to get right on into them. So Visualization, I recommend visualizing your highest timeline. And when I say your highest timeline, I just mean you living as your future self, you living like your manifestation has already taken place. In this visualization, spend no more than 4 to 8 minutes, 8 minutes maximum, just going through the details, but really pay attention to how you feel. I recommend doing this in the morning and the evening. Why? Because those are windows to our subconscious. Our subconscious, when we visualize something versus when we see something in real life, 60 to 80% of the same neural circuits are used when we visualize versus what we see. So essentially what that statistic is showing us is that what we perceive in our mind, our brain really can't tell the difference from what we're perceiving in our imagination towards what we're seeing all around us, which means that we have the power to change our frequency, to change our neural pathways using that subconscious reprogramming, using those windows of opportunity to visualize a higher timeline for ourselves. So I recommend, like I said, 4 minutes in the morning, 4 minutes in the evening, like right when you wake up and right when you go to bed, to anchor in to this manifestation and really just pay attention to the feeling, because again, there's studies that visualization, what our subconscious does, it looks for the emotional response. So it's going to look for more emotional responses that are similar to what you're feeding it in that visualization, which means that it's going to look for more opportunities and people that align with that timeline, with that energy that you are creating in those moments of visualizing. So again, recommend doing that morning and the evening. After you're done that visualization, there's a powerful practice. It's called scripting. You are going to write like you are writing your own personal narrative for life. And I love this technique. It works like a charm. I put angels assist me at the top. And I literally write out my script for my life. Like I wake up and I feel free. I feel inspired. I wake up and I have the sun glowing into my window, and I go and I get dressed for my hot yoga class, and then afterwards I'm on stage. Like I will literally map out a day in my life and just sit in the feeling of I feel so grateful that I have these opportunities, and like I feel so blessed and so free. And then going back to that initial question of attracting that energy, it's like, how can I begin to feel that energy of freedom here in my life right now? Angels assist me in calling in opportunities to feel freedom. So that is really, really powerful, and it gets you excited too. And then the last thing I want to talk about before we do this meditation is the method of acting as if. So this kind of goes back to what we were talking about when we first started this workshop, which is how do I want to feel today? What energy do I need to attract today to bring my manifestation to reality? Excuse me. And it's acting as if this manifestation has already occurred. So ask yourself these questions. Doing now? What would my future self be doing right now? Her. So let me show up as her. How would she dress? What would she like? What would she wear? Yeah, what would she eat? How would she show up in the world? What would she do today? And then do it. We are that version of ourselves. We are only releasing all the resistance to fully embodying that version of ourselves. So act as if you are already that person that has that manifestation, and just literally watch how rapidly your life changes. When I tell you, your life will change in an instant the moment you start embodying that version of you, because that version of you knows her worth, sets healthy boundaries, has confidence, like all of things in which you possess. But that version of you no longer allows fear to run the story, to run the show. So, with that being said, we're going to take some time now to really anchor in to this manifestation and spend some time doing some visualization and some scripting. So, I recommend if you don't have a journal, just go ahead and bring a journal by your side. right on into the meditation. So if you feel comfortable to close your eyes, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to close our eyes. And while our eyes are closed, I'm actually going to call in Archangel Ariel. Ariel is not only the archangel that governs the earth, but she also specializes in manifestation, abundance, and prosperity. So I'm going to call her in as the oversighting angel to lead us in this visualization practice. Closed, just start to pay attention to your breath. Breathing in this new life, breathing in this fresh new energy. Maybe as this workshop has gone on, you've realized that you really need to cultivate some playfulness into your life or cultivate confidence or passion into this manifestation. Breathe in this new energy. On your exhale, just starting to breathe out everything that doesn't serve you. Out the anxiety, the expectations, letting that go. I invite you to visualize your life as if you've already gotten your manifestation, as if your manifestation has already occurred. Being up. Feel. Do you feel at peace? Do you feel healed? Into this feeling, I invite you to just look around and see what you're doing with your day. Acting with people, nourishing your body with, in your body. Opportunities have come about because of the energy that you've embodied. Whatever is occurring for you now, allowing for yourself to really let your imagination run wild. Visualize timeline, this new life. See Archangel Ariel right next to you. And with this like beautiful rain. And she's allowing for every cell within your being to be cleansed and cleared. Anything that does not serve you. Fresh rain. What's happening is she's actually birthing roots out from the bottom of your feet. Anchor into this new beginning. Your roots growing, growing through the seasons of your life. The sun and the rain both serve a purpose, that the winter and the summer seasons both serve a purpose. That even though nothing might be visible yet on the surface, that your roots, your seeds are still actively actively working behind the scenes to be birthed like beautiful flowers. Whatever is coming to you right now, you deserve it all. And three more deep breaths back into this space. So Ariel for the guidance and support, knowing that she is with us always and we can call her whenever we need. Eyes when you're ready. Wonderful. Now I just invite you to take the next just minute, 30 seconds to a minute, and just write down maybe the energy that came through, or anything that you want to write down from this visualization that just occurred for about a minute or two. About. Right. If any questions come to mind, your hand or come on camera, and we can do a quick little Q&A before we wrap up. But the last thing I wanted to share with you before talking about our mini course is these three affirmations. And don't worry, I'm going to send you guys this slide. I'm going to send you guys this entire presentation. So you're going to have everything that we talked about. But I just want to end with that I am a magnet for my desires. You are absolutely worthy and deserving of everything that has been placed on your heart and that you want to see for yourself in this world. And it is my intention with today's workshop that you release a little bit, or you at least see that now. You see what's possible for you with your angels. And that the angels are not only here to protect us and to guide us, but they are here to inspire us and uplift us into the highest version of ourselves. So we talked about the angels assist me, and how the angels can help with our manifestations. But if I really want to talk about taking it to the next level, and that's where my manifesting with the angels, specifically unlocking abundance, mini course comes into play. So I've been working with the angels. Well, I've been talking to angels ever since I was a little girl. I've been working with the angels for the past 5 years, and they have transformed my life from the inside out. I consider myself a living testimony as to the power of angels. I've also worked with clients who I've specifically brought in the archangels to transform their lives from the inside out, helping to mend any wounds that they still were holding on to so that they could feel more fulfilled and at peace in their lives. With this mini course, it's designed for those who want to start working one-on-one with the angelic realm, and how the angelic realm can start to repair their relationship with money, and how the angelic realm can start to help them cultivate an energy of gratitude and a heightened state of awareness, so that way they can release those limiting beliefs and blockages that are in their life. Within this course, We talk specifically about Archangel Ariel and even include a meditation to work with her. She helps, like I said, to ground us into our manifestation. Considering that a lot of the time financial blockages occur within our root chakra, Archangel Ariel is great because she works specifically with the earth, aka with the root. So if you're looking for assistance in helping to anchor in and release the resistance around abundance in your life, then this is a course for you. I've also included because, again, I believe in the power of angels. I believe in their ability to create magic in our lives. And I will continue to live every single day with the guidance of the angels and just watch them transform my life. But I've included even more bonus content. So not only journal prompts, but I also included an angel abundance activation for you guys. This activation specifically works to help prepare your relationship with money. So if this feels like something that you want to really pursue, the investment is $19.99. And I mean, it's a great deal. Like it really, really is because I put so much work into it, but two, there's just a ton of content. And with this, I'm also giving you guys a free 30-day manifesting with your angels challenge. So you get not only this, but you also get the 30-day challenge, which goes just even deeper into the different archangels. We bring in Archangel Sachael and Archangel Charity to help you manifest money into your life, as well as to repair your relationship with giving and receiving. So I've had a ton of fun with this, but if you guys have any other questions, I'm just going to open up the floor. But if not, then we can wrap up. But I just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart from taking this time to really invest into yourselves and to get curious on angels because they're here to support us and they're here to help us create a life that we love living. So thank you guys so much. And if you're interested in this, you can always just shoot me a message or shoot me an email. Or if you want to go ahead and sign up for it, the link is on my website underneath the courses tab. But with that said, I will open it up for any questions, or if not, then we can wrap up here.
Thank you, Amanda. I just wanted to thank you so much for your time and yeah, look forward to working with you, to continue to work with you.
So much. I'm so happy you could join.
Well, because I mean, I don't know, just to share with everyone, like you have helped me tremendously. So I know that it works. I'm a proven, yeah, I am one person that has been helped by you. But thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Girlfriend, you know I love you.
So much. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for this. It was, I've always like try my best at manifestation, but I always feel like I'm like, am I doing it right? Am I not doing it right? So I really appreciate you putting together this made easy workshop because it brings about some clarity.
Oh, thank you so much for that feedback and just for everything. Yeah, and like I said, I'm gonna actually post a recording on YouTube, so you guys will have access to this link, so that you can go back and watch it. And I'm also gonna send you the PowerPoint presentation. So you guys all have access to that as well. But thank you so much for everything. And yeah, and if you have any questions afterwards, like I said, just feel free to shoot me a text or send me an email.
Sounds good.
Take care. Have a nice day. Have a good evening.
Bye, guys. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.